My name is Wambua Nzaku. I'm so happy to be here today. I work at International Christian Center with a team of incredible people who are called the Creative Arts Team. So I lead that team, and I also have great colleagues that I work with. I am married to Anj, and together we have Mumo and Taya. Yes.
I'm Elizabeth Akinyi, born again. I fellowship at the Purpose Center Church. I also work there. I'm one of the pastors there. My pastor is Reverend Julian Kula. One of the things I do at Purpose Center Church is to oversee the worship ministry, which I've done since I joined the church in 2015. There's a great team of worship ministers there that I'm honored to work with. Yeah, thank you. And I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Rachel Laondo. I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a teacher by profession. I teach music in an international school in Nairobi. I teach children that are between the age of 4 years and 8 years. I worship at International Christian Center, Nairobi, and I'm really glad to be here.
I am Isaac Sunda. I'm a music teacher by profession, and I also run a music school called Beat of the Heart Music School in Kitengela. Besides AFLEWO, I serve with Pastor Jack and Joyce Odongo at House of Tefila Ministries, and we also have a ministry huko mashinani Kitengela, naitwa Vessels of Worship. Yep, and I'm glad to be here. So we used to hear about this big choir in Nairobi doing marvelous things. So we started attending AFLEWO events from 2005. And then 2009 is when I joined the choir. Hapo ndo tulijua everyone can join, so come ye. And then I decided, wacha nipeleke kimbelembele huko Nairobi. So 2009 is when I joined AFLEWO. Then thank God I actually got the opportunity to also serve as a background vocalist from 2009 all the way up to 2014. So 2016 is when I started music directing. Yep.
Okay, so I ended up joining AFLEWO the first year of inception of AFLEWO, which was in 2004. I was involved in the worship ministry at ICC. I was actually working at ICC as a music director. I was on staff from 1996, I think, up until when I left in 2005. So I heard about AFLEWO in my conversations with Kaberia as he introduced the vision to the people in the worship ministry. So of course, when AFLEWO started, we were on board. And actually in 2004, we ended up bringing like the entire worship team from our church to AFLEWO. So actually like half of the band, I would say maybe half of the band, half of the choir were actually from here, from ICC. So that's how I ended up joining AFLEWO in 2004. Yeah, okay, so here at ICC, what we would do was once a year, we used to hold 2 worship events in a year. We had a praise festival that would be somewhere in the middle of the year, about June, July. And then we used to have a Christmas concert every year in December. And how we would do this was we would recruit people in the congregation who were not in the worship ministry, maybe because they had work commitments or family commitments, but they wanted to be part of a worship event. So we would have them sign up, and then we would have like intense practice for, I would say, maybe for the praise festival for about 3 months, about 12 weeks of preparation. Would have people just coming out from the congregation. They'd come, join the choir. We would teach the songs, teach the harmonies, split up into soprano, alto, and tenor, and recruit even a band. And then we would put them up on stage and do an event. We used to do the praise festival, was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we would do that once a year. And then we would have practice, I would say, for about 3 months every weekend. Like, I think we used to practice on Sunday afternoons. In the afternoon, we would come, teach the songs, teach the harmonies and all that, and then we would do an event and we would open it up to the public, and it would be a Friday evening, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday in the afternoon. And that was kind of the model that AFLEWO was started with in the beginning, which was we would bring people together that wanted to be part of the event, and we would train them for a number of months. And it's anybody that had a heart to just maybe worship, but they couldn't be in the worship team at that point in time for various commitments and for various reasons. So that's kind of where we borrowed from when we started AFLEWO.
My AFLEWO story, I remember meeting with Timothy Kaberia 2005, 2006. He will tell me about it, and I'm thinking, my hands are so full in my local church back then. He told me about it for so long. So 2007, he told me again of, and you know how persistent Timothy Kaberia is. 2008, he told me about it. And that year, I was so excited about it, about this group of singers and, worship leaders from different churches. And I thought, I was so landlocked in our church back then. I thought, let me give it a try. I attended one practice and I did not come back to the practice. Kaberia followed me up for so long, I just fizzled out, as in I lost touch with him kabisa. But then 2013, he was on my case again. It's like every year, him and Isaac Kimani, they're on my case every other year. Please come, there's AFLEWO. And in my mind, I'm thinking, we also have our local church. So this AFLEWO thing you're telling me, we also have it in our local church, but it's smaller. And my hands are full there. And he told me that so anyway, 2013, I just gave in and said, okay, what is this AFLEWO thing? I mean, he would, and you know, Kaberia, he would sit you down for hours just to tell you the vision, mission, the entire story, including Israel and more. So 2014, he tells me, we have an opening for a worship director. I've been praying, and the works. I thought, okay, you've really persisted from 2007, Uko. Let me just give this a try. So that's how 2014 I found myself in AFLEWO. Yeah.
Yeah. 2004 was a significant year for me. Here in ICC, that year they had a live recording, right? And Rachel here was the boss, and Kaberia was the singer. And I remember we came here with some of my friends, and it was just so inspiring to see a local church that sings and sounds like a CD. You know, those days we used to listen to tapes and CDs. So in 2004, I don't know how I ended up at Sitam Karen, where AFLEWO was taking place. And I remember looking at the stage, and everyone who was singing at the live recording, ICC live recording, was literally on that stage. You know, Kaberia leading, Rachel here playing, and it was great. And since then, I don't remember missing any AFLEWO event. So, and that kind of just started a journey, you know, for me, a music ministry journey. In 2005, Rachel left, and you know, as a music director here in ICC, and I think it's the same year they were launching the album they recorded the previous year. So, and we were part of it, and we were excited to just, you know, work alongside these great people, Levi, Kaberia. And then, you know, we were even excited about AFLEWO because now it was becoming a thing. Everybody is talking about AFLEWO. And then few years later, in 2009 or sometime in 2008, Kaberia had a vision of recording his live album, The Sounds of Kenya. And I was invited to be part of that project. And Rachel was there with many other people. And this was really, really big. So the recording happened in 2009, sometime May or June. And then that year, towards the end, Kaberia said to me, hey man, come, I want you to to help me in AFLEWO. And, you know, so I came and I became part of the AFLEWO management. And I want to think of myself as a transitional music person. When I came in, it was mostly Kaberia and Pastor Tom and Moses Kemani, who are doing a lot of music stuff, of course, with the help of Rachel. So, yeah, so that's how my journey began. So in 2010, I came in, I sat in the management in charge of music, working with Kaberia and Kemani and Toma. And the rest is history. So 2011, I think we took a break from AFLEWO. We were writing a policy document. And then 2012, now I think that's the time I got to just lead the entire music department or ministry by myself. But this time, I think Rachel was there assisting and working as a music teacher. And then 2013 was our big year where we had to bring all the chapters from across Kenya to one big AFLEWO when we were celebrating, is it 50 years?
I can't remember God saying, "Thus saith," from the King James version of Bible. I guess with the persuasions and of course personal convictions, I wanted to get to a place where there were people from other churches. Having come from a very conservative, landlocked church, and this was an opportunity to interact with people from other churches, there was always that desire in me to interact with others. Actually, in that 2013, I was there. The one he's talked about the 50 years celebration, Jubilee. I was there and I was mesmerized to see that different people from different churches can actually work together and sing together. So 2014, I said, let me give it a try, because there is this desire in me to, I'm not very keen on, I want to be the leader. No, I just needed to be in a place where I can supply. I enjoy doing that. Let someone else lead, then I can supply and help them with this, that, and the other. So that was and that still is what I believe I've been called to do in the body of Christ. Let somebody else lead, but let me help you with this, that, and the other to bring that. And that's what I saw I can supply to what Kaberia kept talking about and AFLEWO as a whole. So that's the worship bit. That's where the worship bit came in. I served, if I recall, 2014, 15, and 16. It was a thin line. It took us quite a while to actually define the difference between a worship director and music director. From my understanding back then, music director essentially dealt with the actual teaching of the songs, organizing the choir, organizing this set, these songs have been done. Worship directing, I remember I still have the song lists, pulling up song lists, listening to Hope FM, Truth FM, listening to the music people listen to, then listening to songs because AFLEWO covers Kenya, East Africa, Africa, and of course a bit of the rest of the world, but largely Kenya, East Africa, Africa, looking for music that cuts across those three elements. So that's what informed the song list that we were able to, I was part of putting together. And then identifying set 1, set 2, set 3. For the years we did the 3 sets, and there's some years we did 4. Identifying which worship leaders should lead in set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. Then reaching out to those particular worship leaders, finding out, okay, this is the song you're executing. What is God saying to you about this song? I mean, there's a lot of details that come with worship directing. Worship directing is not actually holding the mic and leading, it's passing the mic to others to lead. Your work is like a patron, more or less. It's like to steer the course. Yeah.